Music has become part of our daily lives. We listen to our favorite artists while working on a new video about lost media, going out on a walk, or just to cry to a Frank Ocean song. But in this video, these songs have gone from inspiring a racist cult leader to commit inhumane acts to costing the life of the artist. This is songs linked to people's demise. Before I begin, I just want to address something very important about this video. Please do not blame the songs nor the artist. It's simply linked to people's demise. Also, I did not include songs that have claimed to have curses, like Crossroad Blues by Robert Johnson and The Ninth Symphony, because no, they're not really linked, just rumors and spooky theories. Okay, let's start. Hey guys, and I have one question. Are you part of that huge percentage of people who haven't subscribed yet? If yes, then go ahead and listen to what I'm about to say next. That's okay. Maybe by the end of this video, you might join that small percentage of cool people who have subscribed and will be here before this small channel explodes. So thank you to everyone who have already subscribed, and let's finally get into the video. I hope you enjoy and watch till the end because I want you to be part of the next video.
Beatles has got a great kick out of it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles!
Throughout the 60s up to 1970, the Beatles made popular songs at the time like Hey Jude, Something, Can't Buy Me Love, and Twist and Shout. Their ninth studio album, The White Album, featured 30 songs. On side 3, the second to last song on that side is called Helter Skelter. Written by co-vocalist, co-songwriter, and bassist Paul McCartney. The song was McCartney's attempt to create a loud and dirty sound. It is regarded as a key influence in the early development of heavy metal. Here are some of the lyrics. When I get to the bottom of the slide, I go back to the top of the slide, where I stop and I turn and I go for a ride, till I get to the bottom and I see you again. Well, do you? Don't you want me to love you? I'm coming down fast, but I'm miles above you. Tell me, tell me, tell me, come on, tell me the answer. Well, you may be a lover, but you ain't no dancer. Now helter skelter, helter skelter, helter skelter. But what is the phrase helter skelter? It is a fairground attraction consisting of a tall spiral slide winding around a tower. Looks fun, not gonna lie. So that's what it means. Well, not for this American racist cult leader of the Manson family, Charles Manson.
People look at you today, 20 years later, and they still have no idea what you're about. Tell me in a sentence who you are. Nobody. Nobody.
Charles Manson told his followers that several White Album songs, particularly Helter Skelter, were part of the Beatles' coded prophecy of apocalyptic war. Manson employed Helter Skelter as a term for this sequence of events. In his interpretation, the lyrics of the Beatles' Helter Skelter described the moment when he and the family would emerge from their hiding place, a disused mineshaft in the desert outside LA. The Manson family developed into a doomsday cult when Manson became fixated on the idea of an imminent apocalyptic race war. In early 1969, some Manson family members committed attacks in LA, most infamously the Tate and La Bianca attacks, alongside with the demise of Gary Hinman. The Manson family gained national notoriety after the attacks, as the scene of the La Bianca and Tate became national news, and all those involved were apprehended.
What do you think it is about you that attracts people to you, that made them follow you?
The music.
Just the music?
I sing like that. Yeah. Kind of put you on.
While it was later accepted at trial that Manson never expressly ordered the attacks, his behavior was deemed to warrant a conviction of first-degree murder. Evidence pointed to Manson's obsession with inciting a race war. At the scene of LaBianca attacks, the phrase "helter skelter," misspelled as "Helter Skelter," was written in victim's blood on the refrigerator door. According to Tex Watson, Manson had told the women to leave a sign, something witchy. One member wrote "pig" on the front door in Tate's blood, and another wrote "political piggy" in Hinman's blood on his wall. The family members attempted to blame Hinman's death on the Black Panthers by writing "political piggy" and a Black Panther symbol, but the real attacker was arrested. I can continue on and on about this, but that will be distancing away from the song. Rest in peace to all the victims.
Do you have any remorse at all for anything that has happened?
How am I going to feel remorse? What am I supposed to feel remorse about? Everyone says, you feel no remorse. I said, can't you understand I'm not guilty of anything? Is the Beatles responsible? I play music. People are affected by the music I play. That doesn't mean that I directed traffic, that I put a knife in someone's hand, some kill somebody. I'm not that stupid, man. Do I look like I'm that stupid? Do I communicate like I'm that? I may be dumb, but I'm not stupid. I wasn't there. I was in San Diego in bed with some broad I'd met in Big Sur.
Going to the Philippines for this entry on the list. Let's talk about a song that is feared by attendees in bars that they would remove it from playlists and karaoke machines. Since January 16, 1998, about half a dozen incidents occurred in connection with complaints over singing the song My Way, prompting Filipino newspapers to name the phenomenon the My Way killings. Attention to these killings peaked on May 29, 2007, when a 29-year-old karaoke singer, whose life was cut short by a security guard at a bar. The guard had complained that young man's song rendition of My Way was off-key, but the man refused to stop singing, prompting the guard to end the singer's life. How pissed do you gotta be to end someone's life simply because they were singing off-key? Here are the lyrics. And now the end is here, and so I face that final curtain. My friend, I'll make it clear. I'll state the case, of which I'm certain. I lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway, and more, much more. I did it my way. So is this song cursed to doom anyone who sings it out loud? No, there is no curse. It's just that karaoke singing is a popular pastime over there in the Philippines. Many argue that the violent attacks occur frequently in Philippine karaoke bars, with fights often sparked over things like laughing at other performers, performing the same song twice, or hogging the microphone. According to Roland B. Tolentino, an expert in pop culture at the University of Philippines, that the song's triumphalist theme might have an aggravating effect on singers and listeners alike, evoke feelings of pride and arrogance in the singer, as if you're somebody when you're nobody. It covers up your failures. That's why it leads to fights. So go ahead and sing your heart out to this song and you'll be fine. Just be careful who you sing to, because who knows, that person will take the extremes and hurt you. Don't sing off key. Let's first talk about actress Rebecca Schaeffer. Rebecca was an American actress and model who appeared in shows and movies like My Sister Sam, Radio Days, and The End of Innocence. Unfortunately, Rebecca started dealing with an obsessed stalker named Robert John Bardo. Now, what does that have to do with the song Exit by U2? One day, Robert will play the song and listen to these lyrics. His hand in his pocket, his finger on the steel, the pistol weighed heavy, his heart he could feel was beating. Beating, beating, beating. Oh my love, my love, my love, my love. This song tells a dark story of a religious fanatic turned murderer. The song took inspiration from the true story of convicted killer Gary Gilmore. When Robert specifically heard this part of the song, he said that in an interview, the song ordered him and gave him the inspiration to go and end Rebecca's life. So, on July 18, 1989, Robert confronted Rebecca at her apartment. When Rebecca answered the door, Robert pointed his weapon, pulled the trigger, ending Rebecca.
Was stalked and shot down right outside her home, a frightening and senseless crime. Now Rebecca's accused killer is on trial, and a very strange case it is. Joel Loy with our report.
But 21-year-old Rebecca Schaefer's life was to come to a sudden and violent end. In July of 1989, an obsessed fan, then 19-year-old Robert Bardo, came to the entrance of the actress's apartment building and shot her dead.
Please pull the...
This month in Los Angeles, Bardo is on trial for the crime. For the most part, he sits passively, seeming oblivious to the proceedings going on around him, including a videotaped interview with a psychiatrist in which he details the story of his love-hate obsession with the actress.
Most important thing in my life. I feel desperate to try and find some way to find her, you know.
Perhaps the most bizarre revelation centered around a song on the Joshua Tree album by Irish rock group U2. Bardo told the psychiatrist the lyrics in the song Exit somehow told him his destiny.
After learning the song's influence on the tragedy, they played the song out loud and Robert just vibed to the song, showing how heartless he was. Robert was found guilty and sentenced to life imprisonment without the chance of parole. Rest in peace to Rebecca. The 80s. Where do I begin? I remember the 80s. Some of the best movies and music were first released. Strange things were happening in Hawkins, Indiana. And America was going through a moral panic known as the Satanic Panic.
Come out. No, I won't let her go.
A mass panic over rumors of satanic cults and worships, infiltrating daycare centers and preschools to perform ritualistic acts on the youth. Not only that, the hysteria was filled with lots of lies and accusations of teens being corrupted through the media they watched and read, the games they played, and the bands they listened to, like hidden messages from a song being played backwards. AC/DC was one of many bands that were criticized by many parents and church groups as calling their work the devil's music. In their 1979 album, Highway to Hell, the final track is called Night Prowler.
Inspiration from something. In the case of that song, it's been completely taken out of context. The story come from, mainly there was a guy that used to steal underwear off people's laundry lines. And that inspired, well, it wasn't Brian that wrote the lyrics, it was a guy, Bon Scott, since dead. That inspired him to go out and write a song about that.
That's what Night Prowler's about.
That's what Night Prowler is about.
Now, by understanding the song's inspiration, it now sounds less ominous. But now let's go back to Rosemead, California, where the band was blamed for the crime committed inside of a home on March 17, 1985.
The night was March 17th when the walk-in killer struck in Rosemead. Dale Okazaki in her new condominium. The killer left behind a baseball cap embroidered with the logo AC/DC.
Who's safe?
A former roommate of Richard Ramirez says the suspect was attracted to the satanic theme.
Doesn't it frustrate you that your lyrics have engendered all this controversy when you find they have perfectly innocent meanings?
Well, in a way, you get a bit insulted in a way. I mean, because mainly it's music. I mean, what stands left is the songs that you have written that have been good. This is what gets missed out entirely. People are just going for the voodoo side of it, you know.
In November of 1989, Richard Ramirez was sentenced to death, but would pass away due to cancer in 2013 while awaiting execution. Rest in peace to all the lives who were cut short by a man with rotten teeth. This entry is different from the rest because this is actually a diss track. Mark Campbell, or better known as Lil Mark, was an early rapper in the Chicago drill movement who started his career around 2009 when he made a freestyle song featuring other 051 Young Money set members. But it seems that the freestyle was lost, making it lost media. 5 years later, on March 25th, 2014, Mark dropped a diss track called No Competition, remixing Lil Durk and Lil Reese's 2013 track Competition. In the song, Lil Mark disses multiple deceased 600 and OTF members, and in the music video, he even FaceTimed Lil Reese, where they dissed each other.
Alright. That L shit. Uh-huh. What up? Out here. I'm on fast, boy. I been out here. I stay out here, boy.
Here are the lyrics. Baldy pack, Mooski pack, Tasty pack, Blue Raw pack. Wake up with a bowl of tricks. While I was bowling on T-Thang. Riding down Steve Drive. Think I'm finna OD. Took a trip to LA. Okita man she throw me. After the diss track was released, 3 days later, on March 28th, Lil Mark's life was cut short at the age of 20. Around 1:30 p.m. that day, Lil Mark was at a bus stop, and suddenly a van pulls up and sprayed at Mark with additional 2 times to the head before speeding off. He was gone at the scene before making it past his 21st birthday on the 31st. Many agree that his diss track No Competition is what led to his demise. Last one here on the list, and if you enjoyed this video's format and editing style, then go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment on your favorite song, and maybe comment your favorite piece of lost media because it's very important. But most importantly, share this video. That's the most important part. Share this video to people who you think might enjoy this, because all of that will definitely help me and the small channel. As of recording this small channel has over 5,000 subscribers. Dude, it's crazy because just like a little over a month ago, I only have 75, and then boom, more than 5,000 people, thanks to Tuv, obviously. Thank you so much again. Thanks to each one of you who've subscribed, because it really means a lot to me. Like, it's a simple thing, but it really means a lot to me. Like, it really does. Now let's finally end this video with the last entry in the list, and this one is very dark and depressing, so trigger warning, self-destruction. I talked about the satanic panic in the previous entry, but to keep it short, many artists and bands like AC/DC were criticized by parents and church groups and accused to put subliminal messages in their music, calling it the devil's music. The same thing happened to Ozzy Osbourne. His solo project after leaving Black Sabbath in 1979, titled Blizzard of Oz, became a commercial success. It consisted of 9 songs like Crazy Train, Goodbye to Romance, and Mr. Crowley. Shout out to Nick Crowley. But there is one song that may have caught your eye by its title, and I'm gonna have to alter the word, Sad Solution. And that's what we're gonna talk about it. On October 26, 1985, 19-year-old John Daniel McCollum was listening to his idol, Ozzy Osbourne, with his headphones and lying in bed. He then began to listen to the last song, Sad Solution. After hearing the lyrics, John decided to end his life using a against his head.
This year, outraged parents even demanded congressional hearings. And in one extreme case, a father says the music, specifically Ozzy Osbourne's heavy metal music, made his son take his life.
Really doesn't show any signs of any depression at all, and happy, and all of a sudden 6 hours he's dead. No one can explain it. The only thing we know is he was listening to this music.
He had been dead for quite a while when I found him, so it was horrible.
When the parents of John find out their son's life was cut short, they discover he was listening to the song before ending it all. They sued Osbourne along with CBS Records for encouraging self-destructive behavior in young teens who were especially susceptible to dangerous influences. So what were the lyrics? Let's take a look. Breaking laws, knocking doors, There's no one at home. Make your bed, rest your head, while you lie there and moan. Where to hide? Self-destruction is the only way out. Don't you know what it's really about? Wine is fine, but whiskey's quicker. Self-destruction is slow with liquor. Take a bottle, drown your sorrows, then it floods away tomorrows.
The boy must have been pretty messed up before he ever heard an Ozzy record. And I mean, I can't help that, you know. I feel very sad for the boy, and I feel terribly sad for the parents, because as a parent myself, I'd be pretty devastated if something like that happened. But no, and I have thoughts about this. If the boot was on the other foot, I couldn't blame the artist.
In his defense, Osbourne stated in court that when the song was being written, the words "fine is fine, but whiskey's quicker" came to him suddenly and were a reflection not on the merits of self-destruction, but rather on the passing of AC/DC vocalist Bon Scott, a friend of Osbourne's who had passed away of alcohol-related misadventure. Bob Daisley, who claims to have written the majority of the song's lyrics, has stated that he had Osbourne's substance abuse issues in mind when he composed the song. McCollum's complaint was dismissed because the First Amendment protected Osbourne's right to free artistic expression.
Like solution as a liquid, not a way out. And the song's about like the dangers of alcoholism, like alcohol will kill you just like any other drug will, you know. It's just wine is fine, but whiskey's quicker.
So yeah, the song may be dark, but it mainly talks about the dangers of alcoholism. The case was dismissed in 1988, and on the very same year that McCollums filed the lawsuit, another teen took their life away, having the song linked to another tragedy. It's very sad that those two teens who may have suffered from depression or going through very tough times and listening to their idol and mistook the lyrics as a sign to go ahead and take their life away. Rest in peace to those two young teens. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope for anyone who's watching this who's going through a difficult time may find a helping hand from someone or group of people who are willing to help you. Rest in peace to everyone I mentioned on this video as well. Now going for the outro. I want you to be part of the next video fan favorite pieces of lost media everyone wants to find. All you have to do is simply comment down below of your favorite piece of lost media that is currently lost or partially found. That's all I have to say. Take care everyone. Decide on whether you should subscribe or not, and I already said take care, but I'm gonna say it again. Take care everyone, and until next time, bye.